stared into terror, thinking about the galaxy and its place in the universe. Vertiginous terror in tandem with the world spinning and the galaxy and my own incontinent place in the world. How did I ever come to be a part of this world of deadly beauty and glamorous violence? And what care have the stars ever had for a bullet in the hole it made, or a kiss in the hole it made? I sat at my desk and peered through my Venetian blinds at the world outside, horizontal stripes alternating between the world and the blinds, the world and the blind, the world and the blind, exterior, interior, exterior, interior, darkness and light and darkness and light. And I figured that's just the way it goes. We're only allowed small pieces of the world at a time, parts of the puzzle, and it's our job to fit it all together and make sense of what we can of it. In spite of our blindness. Ugh. I decided to spank the hangover and make mine a double. I fixed myself a stiff one. I set my gaze on the envelope that lay on my desk, the one with the photograph in it, the mean photograph, the one of the dead guy getting cozy in the mud with me. And that's when they knocked on my door.
Lieutenant von Simpowitz, homicide.
He flashed me the brass.
This my partner. We come to ask a question or two, Lung.
Well, which is it?
Which what?
One or two?
One or two what?
The questions.
Maybe it's 3 or 4.
Okay, does that include the first 2?
First 2 what?
That's 3 so far, so if it's 2, I guess we're all through here. Evening, gentlemen.
We don't come here to play games, Lung.
All right.
Listen here very carefully.
Well, hold on
What?
a minute. If something just occurred to me. If we're counting my questions as well as yours, then I think my math's all wrong. We've got a grand total of...
Oh, come on.
He walked past me and into the office, real casual, like, and his partner followed, looking as yippy as a dog on a summer stroll. I could almost make out the leash between the two of them. They stood there, looking things over and sniffing the air.
You play the piano, Mr. Lung?
No, I tickle it. I don't know how to play, but sometimes poking the keys calms me down, helps me to think. I don't play for a song, I play for a note.
Quit talking sideways.
One note at a time. I shrugged more or less to myself and lit up a fresh Pall Mall. Sometimes a song comes out.
I'd like you to do some singing right now.
Love song or murder ballad?
Maybe a little of both.
Maybe they're the same thing.
Hey, look at this.
The yappy guy was standing by the window, fooling with the Venetian blinds, opening them and closing them. He spread them with his fingers and peered through.
It was a dark and starry night.
Von Simpowitz looked exacerbated.
Hey, come to think of it, it is a dark and starry night. Good work, Mickey. Go figure.
Stormy.
Huh?
It's dark and stormy night.
But it ain't stormy, it's starry.
Yeah.
A dark and starry night in St. Louis, in an otherwise bleak and miserable, dreary world. Go figure.
You don't catch on so quick, does he?
Still making a killing on Killing's Lung?
I didn't answer him.
I get so sick of Snoop's bottom feeders is what you are. Where were you Thursday night?
Which Thursday?
Last Thursday.
Same place I always am, St. Louis.
Where in St. Louis?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember?
I can't remember what?
Apparently you can't remember this. Listen, the station gets an anonymous phone call Thursday night about something at the riverbank. We go down to check the riverbank. There's a body at the riverbank. Ain't it a shame they took off his face? Suppose his wife wanted to have a last look at him. Just one last look. Or his mother's mother. And then take off his hands too. Maybe they wanted to hold his hand one last time. Just one more time again. Or recover his wedding ring. Not to mention how hard it makes how hard it is to identify the fellow's body. So very hard. Say, maybe that's why they done it after all. Took off his face, that is to say. Good thinking,
Go
Mickey.
figure. Like I said, he don't catch on too quick, does he?
You shut up and answer.
But I don't want to shut up.
I said, shut up and answer my questions. You shut up and answer my questions.
Be nice. What are you needling me for?
Because right there down by that riverbank, next to that body.
Poor chump. Now they ain't gonna never be able to hold his hands again.
Next to that poor little mangled body that used to be something called a person, we find this.
He held out a handkerchief. That's cute. What about it?
This about it.
It was monogrammed. H.L.
You getting the picture, Mr. Lung? We read those two dirty little letters and we start to get a dirty little picture. A picture something like H for Harvey and L for Lung.
That is a dirty picture. A dirty picture from a likewise dirty mind. It's not mine. What kind of a PI walks around with a calling card like that?
The stupid kind, Lung. Your kind. I'm sick of this rat gut, see? The nose rag isn't the only thing points to you. The phone call comes from a payphone between the crime scene and your office. Where were you that night?
I told you, I don't remember. All the nights are the same. Dark, stifling, claustrophobic, paralyzing.
Sit down.
He let loose on my chin.
Sit down.
I did. He stood over my desk, the envelope with the photograph in it right under his nose.
I don't like snoops like you, and it wouldn't break my heart to kick your head in.
He hit me again. His eyes burned like a raging spitfire. Did you just feel something? I could get used to this. How about even it out for me? My right cheek feels a little lonesome. That won't hurt. The pain rattled my brain and somehow shot down my neck and along my spine.
You working any cases right now, Lung?
Right now you're working on me.
Got any clients at present?
Sure.
I want a name.
Melody Sterling. His jaw dropped.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Look, that girl's been missing almost a week now. Where's she staying and what does she want?
Shit, I don't know where she is. We communicate by telephone. She calls and I answer. She dropped in here and she asked me to look into a murder that took place in a joint called the Laminator. His jaw dropped again, this time through the floor. I could have fit my entire head in his trap like a lion tamer in his beast. She says the victim's name is Johnny Galwa, a.k.a. Johnny Gollywog. Heard of him?
Keep talking.
Well, I went down there and looked around at the Laminator. Not much there. I somewhat doubt the crime ever happened. If you're curious, why don't you go there and ask him yourself?
Because I'm asking you. Now what happens now?
What happens now? What happens now? What happens now is that nothing happens now. That's what happens now. I wait for her to call and let her know what I found. Nothing.
Nothing. Well, we'll see if we find nothing. We're searching this dump, Lung.
I had to struggle not to let my eyes land on the envelope on my desk. The one with the photograph in it. Not without a warrant, you're not.
Yeah, shut your mouth, wise guy.
Now look here, I told you everything I know. I'm on the level and I don't even have to tell you anything at all. You've got nothing on me and you know it. That handkerchief could be anyone's. Anyone's at all. HL, there's millions of HLs in this town. As for my client, that information is strictly confidential. I didn't have to tell you anything. Nothing at all. I did it out of the goodness of my heart. Why don't you go back to your station and sharpen some pencils?
Oh, back to the station, huh? You want to come with us, huh? Sit under the highlights and really play some ball, huh? Bet you I can hit a home run first inning, I hit it hard, too. We're turning this place upside down, Buster.
Okay, beautiful. Go ahead, but you'd better do a good job. You're gonna make yourselves look bad in front of each other.
Let's go, Mickey. Turn it upside down.
Hey, look at this. I found a bottle.
Huh? Disgusting. You like to drink on the job, don't you, Lung? Pathetic.
Walked over to the bottle, removed it from the drawer, took 2 glasses, and poured himself and his partner a drink. They downed them real quick and went back to tearing the place apart. I let the envelope lay on the top of the desk and lit up a fresh Pall Mall.
Looks like the place is certainly clean. Certainly. Go figure.
Okay, Lung.
They went to the door.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
It was?
No, not at all. But hey, thanks for buying us the drink.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Oh, and Mr. Lung, don't you forget to let us know if you think about going out of town or anything.
I stood up, went to the door, and locked it, and listened to their footsteps go down the stairs. Then I went back to my desk and looked at the photograph. In the image, there was no handkerchief in sight. Nothing near the body at all. There was only the body, and the mud, and the blood, and me.
Well, not to mention his face. Missing, as it is. Go figure. A dark and starry night in St. Louis, in an otherwise bleak and miserable, dreary world. Go figure.